The US president claims Iran wants him dead, says he is on every list, and insists there is no future in talking to Tehran. A ceasefire was supposed to end the fighting. Donald Trump says it changed nothing. The guns may be quiet, the confrontation is not. United States President Donald Trump has declared the ceasefire with Iran over and admitted in the same breath that Tehran wants him dead. Speaking on the sidelines of the NATO summit in Ankara on July 8th, Trump said intelligence had placed him on Iran's target list.
They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. I'm on every list. I saw a thing this morning, I'm on every single one of their lists. And so far, I guess I've been a little bit lucky, but that maybe doesn't last very long because that's the way it goes. But we have great people. But these are evil, sick people, and we have to rid their cancer. Their cancer. And you know what you do? You got to cut out cancer early. Man, that's the way I feel.
Trump's remarks came after fresh strikes between Washington and Tehran shattered a ceasefire that had been held since April, allegedly triggered by Iranian attacks on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz.
I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Tensions between the two countries continue to build, with Trump's comments suggesting Washington is preparing for a prolonged standoff rather than a swift resolution.
I don't care. They can talk, but I think they're wasting their time. They're a bunch of lying guys. I do my whole life. That's all I do is deals. My whole life that's how I became president. I guess that's a deal too, right? But I made a lot of money. I had a lot of great success, tremendous success. Everything I did, I was successful. And I deal with these guys, and I say this is from a different school. They're liars. They're cheats. They're sick people. They've hurt their people.
For a president who has long cultivated an image of invulnerability, the admission that he believes he is a marked man adds a striking personal dimension to an already volatile standoff. Whether it signals a harder military posture ahead or simply reflects Trump's unfiltered reaction to fresh intelligence remains to be seen. Iran's week-long funeral ceremonies for former Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei entered their third day on July 6th, with hundreds of thousands of mourners gathering across Tehran in a display that combined public mourning with increasingly explicit calls for revenge against the United States and Israel. Crowds filled Tehran's streets, waving Iranian flags, beating their chests, and accompanying the vehicle carrying Khamenei's coffin as it entered the funeral procession route from the Imam Khomeini Grand Mosalla. Many mourners had traveled from across Iran to pay their final respects to the leader who ruled the country for 37 years before he was killed, along with several members of his family, in the opening US-Israeli airstrike on February 28th. For Iran's leadership, the ceremonies are serving not only as a farewell, but also as a demonstration of political continuity and state resilience, projecting the message that the institutions built under Khamenei remain intact as power transitions to his successor. However, alongside the mourning, anti-American and anti-Israeli rhetoric became increasingly prominent. Footage from the procession showed mourners carrying banners reading "Kill Trump," with one banner depicting a bullet passing through the name of US President Donald Trump. Other placards displayed photographs of US Vice President J.D. Vance, US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, alongside the warning, "There will be blood." According to Fars News, crowds gathering in Tehran were described under the headline, "Everyone has come carrying the red flags of revenge." Those red banners carried powerful religious symbolism. Across Tehran's Grand Mosalla, mourners waved red flags bearing the historic Shiite slogan, "Ya Latharat al-Hussein," O Avengers of Hussein. Alongside it appeared a newly coined slogan, "Ya Latharat al-Khamenei," O avengers of Khamenei. The phrase adapts one of Shiite Islam's most significant historical calls for vengeance, linked to the 680 AD killing of Imam Hussein at Karbala, to the death of Iran's former supreme leader, framing his assassination as a cause demanding retribution. Reuters reported that soldiers, seminary students, and ordinary civilians prayed together inside the Imam Khomeini Grand Mosalla, while crowds outside waved flags promising revenge against America. Elsewhere during the procession, videos showed demonstrators burning US and British flags, while chants against Washington and Israel echoed through the streets. Iranian authorities have announced that Khamenei's remains will continue a week-long journey through the Shiite holy cities of Qom, Najaf, and Karbala, before his burial in Mashhad on July 9th, home to Iran's holiest shrine. Mourners also signed messages on the walls of the Grand Mosalla during Khamenei's funeral.
I wrote I came here, but you were not here, Aga John. A few years ago, when I was 17 years old, it was Ramadan month. We came to Bait and said prayers standing behind Aga. Now years passed and I didn't have the opportunity to see him again. People have written about longing, about bravery and revenge. We hope Aga's blood doesn't remain unanswered. I feel brave when seeing these words. People have come to themselves, they support each other, they just realized who they have lost, a leader of the nation. And Aga, when Aga died, I felt if my own father has died again.
The ceremonies are expected to culminate with another major public gathering in Tehran's Freedom Square, where Khamenei's coffin will again be displayed. Meanwhile, Iran's military leadership has also vowed that the country will continue pursuing justice over Khamenei's killing. Speaking on the second day of public funerals held for Ayatollah Khamenei and his martyred family members, Major General Amir Hatami said,
"Those who committed this crime must know that the nation of Iran and all of us will never cease in our pursuit of and demand for justice. We will not let go of them. And this is a definitive decision that we will follow through on until we achieve results."
As funeral ceremonies continue, the combination of state-organized mourning, revolutionary symbolism, and increasingly public calls for revenge underscores the political and security tensions surrounding Iran's leadership transition, even as diplomatic uncertainty with Washington and the risk of renewed regional escalation remain unresolved.
هر کس صدای منو میشنوه این ندا نداییه که امام صادق علیه السلام فرمود مهدی ما موعود وقتی میاد که همه عالم یک صدا بشن هم نوا علی عباس در اهل حرم میکم آید عباس در اهل حرم میکم آید عباس با رزمش میکم والله قیامت عباس و لشکر حسین عباس امید حرم یار حسین عباس دارد و
علمدار ولایت، لرستان به فدایت. یا الله، دو دست بالا، دو دست بالا، دو دست بالا.
فقط مال تهرانی ها نیست و ما تهرانی ها افتخار اینو داریم که به وسعت ایران میزبانی بکنیم. همه اومدن عشقشون و ارادتشون رو به آقای شهید نشون بدن، انگار که ویران.
یک کلا انتقام، انتقام.
إن وعد الله حق نحن نصلي في القدس مع إمامنا وقاعدنا سيد مجتبى حسینی خامنه‌ای إن شاء الله بالروح والدم.
یا بقیت الله تسلیت، یا همه با هم تسلیت، یا
باطل یعنی صهیون، باطل یعنی صهیون، لعنت بر صهیون.